we get up there and we're sitting in with the agents, and so it's LOD, it's the Godwins, it's Owen, and Davey Boy and us, and we're sitting there, and I think it was Jack Lanza. And Jack's going over the match with us, and he's like, all right, so here's what's going to happen. They're going to roll out. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. He goes, and then it's going to end up being, we want you guys to go for the stage dive on Owen. He's going to do the backdrop. Davey Boy will nut Glenn, blah, 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 go through the whole thing. He goes, Stone Cold's going to come down. You're going to kick him off. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Headbangers, you guys are new tag champs. And I'm literally, as he's saying all this, I'm like just sitting like this, because all I want to do is smile. So we get done. We're like, everyone got this? And we're like, yeah, sure. Yep, great. Got it. No problem at all. And Owen turns around. And he looks at us. He goes, boys, you can smile. You guys have earned it. So we were like, yay. So right there in the locker room. And then we instantly got close with Henry and Phineas with the Godwin. So it was like, we were all hugging it out in the locker room, like right there, which was awesome. Part of Owen saying, yes, go ahead and cheer, came from when we were, trans was covered in our package we had. So Owen one night came up to us and he says, hey, he goes, Davey Boy left. I don't have a ride to the town. Can you guys give me a ride? Whatever you want. So we get there and we get to the town and we're like, where's your hotel? And he goes, well, I don't have a hotel either. He goes, can I just crash on your floor? And we're like, well, you're Owen Hart. You're not going to sleep on the floor. Like, we'll sleep on the floor before you sleep on the floor. So Owen crashes in the room. I curled up in the chair. Glenn and Owen had the beds. I curled up in the chair. Like, Owen Hart's not sleeping on the floor in a chair. He has the bed. So the next morning we get up. This is when Owen and Davey were tag champs. And then Owen was also, I think, the European champion. So he gets up in the morning. He goes in the shower. But before he goes in the shower, he's taking all his stuff out. He lays the belts out perfectly on the nightstand right by the TV. The tag belt's there, the other belt's there. He gets up, he goes in the shower. As soon as he's in the shower, we hear the water running. I run over, and Glenn and I are like looking at the belts. So I'm like, I'm doing it. I picked the belt up and we're like jumping up and down on the bed like this. So the shower turns off. We run over, we put the belt, and we're both sitting like this. Owen comes out. He's got the towel around his waist. He walks around. He's picking up his stuff. He stops. He looks down. He goes, touched my belt, didn't you? We're like, yeah. He goes, I figured you would. He goes, that's why I laid him out. That's great. So that's why when he found out we were winning, he turned around. He was like, you guys, it's okay. You guys can be happy. You can jump up and down and cheer. So they all knew we were just two kids. And especially Glenn didn't really watch it growing up. I watched it. So for that, and there was actually one time when we were doing jobs, it was me and this other kid, we did a match against the Quebecers, and they were tag champs. And I'll never forget it. I got to find the match of it. But at the end of the match, or at the beginning of the match, Jacques and Pierre had us drop kick them out. They dropped the belts. So we picked up the belts in the ring as extras.
I remember this, guys. I think I might have been there for that. Yeah.
Doing that. And then at the end of the match, we were laying there, and they hit us both with the finish, and they're laying there. They picked us up, and they put the belts around our waist. And I'll never forget it. I see myself on TV. I'm like I'm selling, but I got a belt around my waist. So I had that big smile on my face. Yeah. So to me, it was like, and that's actually the belt right there.
That's the real belt that you held.
That's not a replica. That's my belt.